If I was making $40,000 a year and I could live anywhere in the world, there's a couple places that shoot right to the top of my mind. That's either Medellin, Colombia, or anywhere in Thailand because of the cost of living. I'm all about first world living at third world prices. And what inspired this video, I was out with my boy OJ in New York at this nightclub called One Oak. And if you know anything about this place, it ain't cheap. And so we got a deal, right? We got a deal for $1,500 and it came with 2 bottles and I was like, I ain't doing this anytime soon. And I started to think about, like, what does it cost to do, a weekend in a city, right? If you're in LA, if you're in Miami, if you're in Vegas. And I was like, yo, it's not cheap. If you're making $40,000, you're gonna be putting this on credit cards, or you're just gonna be like, I'm saving for a couple years for this trip. And so right now I live in beautiful Medellin, Colombia. And the cost of doing a weekend right out here is on another planet. Flights down here are really easy, right? From Chicago, where I'm from, it's about 500 round trip, and they have all of these different flash sales. Or if you're leaving from New York, I see 300 round trip, and that's like the same price as going to Miami, New York, or something similar. On the flip side, you have Thailand, which I really love, but you're looking at $1,000 plus, as well as a 24-hour flight. So that's where, the big difference come in. But I highly recommend Thailand. I couldn't recommend Thailand enough. You got the dogs barking out here, but it's all good. Oof, oof. The major difference between Colombia and Thailand is you can walk more than 4 feet without running into a tourist. And I love tourists, but it's just more of a cultural experience, without, so many people catering to tourists right now. But people are mad friendly out here. They're like, hola, ¿cómo estás? And that's pretty much as far as my Spanish go. I need to improve it. Hola, mamacita. Hola, bonita. Hola. That's pretty much all I know. Tourism down here hasn't completely taken off because they still have that negative perception of that it's a shithole, basically overrun by narcos, but that could not be the furthest thing from the truth. It's such an ignorant point of view. And so I just want to take you around with me here for the next few days so you can see what's possible here if you come down here for a weekend. My specific little neighborhood here is called San Lucas Poblado. It's one of the most exclusive neighborhoods here in the country. What I want to do is just kind of take you around my crib right now so you can find out, how much does it cost for a crib like this if you want to come down and rent it through Airbnb. So this is 5,000 square feet, 5 bedrooms plus a maid quarters, which is like a real bedroom, and it has a very open floor plan. Great for entertaining when my friends are over. Everyone can be in different places of the crib. So this place is 10 million pesos a month, which is equivalent to about $3,400 US. And then I also pay my electricity and internet bill, which is about $400. So you're looking at about $3,800 a month for living expenses here. Something equivalent, if I had like a 6-month lease in like Chelsea in New York for this size place, it'd probably be somewhere around $30,000 a month. If you're coming down just for a weekend, right? Something like this would be about $400 a night through Airbnb. And then if you're not doing the Airbnb option, they've got hotels here, which, are really cool, anywhere from 70 to like 140 bucks a night. And they come with like breakfast in great locations, really safe. And one of the things that you can do too is use something like Hotwire and eBay, so you can pretty much cut that price in half to like $50 a night or $40 a night. But if you're not familiar how to use that, I wrote a whole blog post. You'll see the link in the description where I describe, how to take advantage of that. And now let's talk about taking care of the crib, right? We need someone to help because one of the things that we do is we work and work out a lot at home.
It's time to work out, man. I got some fitness goals. So my brother is the leader in the house when it comes to this fitness stuff, abnormal fitness. Trying to get more like him. He's my inspiration, like for real, when it comes to this game. And I gotta, like, just being real, I wanna have a 6-pack like my brother. And so I gotta put in this work. Don't get this on film. Finishing up this workout. Feeling a little bit tired, but we're about to really get this day started. About to go get so fresh, so clean, hop a shower, and probably get dirty again.
One of the things that's really important for us is that we eat right. And so I have basically a third mom down here, and her name is Marta. And she's just amazing. She does it all here. I don't know how my life would function without her, literally. Because minimum wage is $650,000 a month here, that's what most service workers get here. But Marta does such an amazing job for us. I pay her, $1 million a month. But that is equal to, I think, about $300, maybe $350 $250 a month US. And she comes, 5 days a week. She comes at 9 a.m. and she leaves at 5, every single day. And if you had something comparable, in New York, you'd be looking at like 4,000 or 5,000, a month. But I'm leaving here on August 26th. So one of the things is Marta's not coming with me. So if you need, an amazing woman, I couldn't recommend Marta enough. My assistant, just basically you'll see an email address here, info@passportheavy.com. I'm so slow, I don't even know what my own assistant's email is. Get in contact with her and she'll direct you to Marta if you want to do that.
Food's so good. You could always count on Marta to have a good meal out here. Never fails.
I work online, I have an online marketing company, so I get to, experience, the great benefits of, making US dollars but spending in pesos. So you're not gonna stay in your Airbnb or your hotel the entire time. There's so many amazing activities to do out here. And one of my favorite places is a place called Mahalos. I was actually just Googling the best view in Medellin, and this spot came up for food and sunset views. But when we got there, we found out there was so much more to do than just eat and have a drink. They had paintballing, they had like dirt bikes. It's an action sports spot. So we went back the next day. You get 200 rounds of balls to light their ass up. We ready for battle. Hey, vamos. And folks, that is not how you roll.
Let me try.
They got like this flower game, and then they got food too. And I was like, wow, and that's per person, 55,000 pesos. And then also, while we're on the topic of extreme sports, this was probably my favorite thing to do while I was here in Medellin. It was flyboarding in this spot called Guatapé. It was about a 2-hour car ride from here, or about a 45-minute helicopter ride. If you don't know what flyboarding is, I'm sure you're watching this footage. The one recommendation that I have, make sure you get a helmet on, because if you go up high like me and come down wrong, you might just get knocked out. But 15 minutes on here is 90,000 pesos, which is about 30 bucks. And then in New York, it's $100 for 15 minutes. And you might be wondering, how am I getting all these prices from New York? I simply just did a Google search and I was like, all right, what does it cost to do here in New York? So everything that you hear me talking about, I just Googled it and saw what the exact price was for the #1 ranked place for paintballing, or if it was flyboarding, or whatever activity it is that I'm talking about. If you know anything about me, if you've seen my videos before, you know the boy loves to jump on the ATVs, get muddy, get messy. And so there's this place called Medellin Adventure Trails. And they don't just have ATVs, they've got mountain bikes, anything extreme, they have it. And so this was one of my favorite activities. I forgot the price off the top of my head, but you'll see that thing flash across the screen right here. And if you're anything like me, I definitely know you like to eat. The boy be eating, that's why I gotta work out. So there's this spot real close to Mahalos, one of the best views in the city. It's called La Majoria. As soon as you walk into La Majoria, you can just see that this place is world class. They got all these animals, I don't even know what the hell the name, the one with the one that's got like the long neck, and it's like, no, no. The horses are doing like, what the type tricks. They're like, did it. And I'm like, I don't even know how they be doing that, bruh, but it's crazy. The food there is, it's amazing. I had the whole squad out. I had some of my friends visiting from all over. Everyone just came out, and we went in appetizers, a couple entrees, and the whole meal came to about 500,000 pesos, which is like $150, $160. Something similar, if that was in New York for 10 people for that caliber of place, you're looking at like 700, 800, maybe $1,000 for that type of meal. Because we went in, we had drinks. I'm like, yo! My bank account would be hurting if I was trying this in New York or Miami. Say you don't want to go all fancy, you're not bougie, you're just like, yo, let me get a burrito, I'm chill, I just want to get some food. And I would say a typical meal here in Colombia right now with the exchange rate is like, for a decent, nice place, is like $5-6 per person. And so it's so affordable. Woo! About to get it in. I got my 30th birthday coming up, so the inspiration to get in shape is higher than ever. Being here in Colombia, you see extraordinary looking people every single day. So you surround yourself with that type of inspiration, you're gonna wanna take it to the next level. Right now, it's about mid-July. My birthday's September 24th. So we're gonna see if I put up or I'm just all talk. I'm about to get it in here at the Body Tech. Let's get it. So I went there, and for a whole month, it cost about 220,000 pesos. This is one of the things that's not actually cheaper than than like the rest of the world. It's actually more expensive or right on par with, you know, top gyms. So that's about 75 bucks a month. And you know the boy gotta stay fresh for the little hair that I got left, right? I headed over to Swaggerific or Swag, I forgot the name, but I know they got something to do with swag. And they'll get you cut up and beard, hair, everything for 15,000 pesos, which is $4.89. You know how I know? Because I was on Snapchat today and I was talking about, I went on XE, I was like, yo, I'm at the barber shop. 15,000 is, I went to XE, $4.89. You know what that is in New York? Man, I was in Manhattan, man, visiting my boy Brandon. We were doing some work, and I just went across the street, and he's like, 35 bucks. I was like, 35 bucks? Who? What? Like my hair? 35? But even in like my hood, I'd be paying 20 bucks, 25 bucks. And I'm smashing my hands, 'cause I'm so upset when I be thinking about the prices that I be paying. Getting around out here is mad easy. The 15-minute Uber, like around the city, is like $2-3 bucks. Something comparable in New York, you're looking at, you know, 15-20 bucks for a 15-minute Uber. That just shows you how cheap Uber is here. And now the helicopters, it's $220,000 per person. You might be sharing a helicopter with other people, or if you have a group of 6, you can just book the whole thing yourself. You know, that's what we did. And one of the things that I would recommend is if you can take a chopper, like if your budget allows, because this is one of the more expensive things, I think it's like close to 4 million pesos to take a chopper from Medellin to Guadalupe. But then if you get to do it and go around the rock, and it's only about 45-minute ride, I mean, it's just an amazing experience. And so after running around all day eating, you want to relax a little bit. I know the boy does. So one of the things I do is enjoy private massages, and no happy endings. I know she looks beautiful, but no, we don't get down like that. For a full hour, you're looking at like 90,000 pesos for an hour. She comes to your crib, and I actually had a 2 hours, so I paid, you know, 180,000 and plus gave her a tip. And what I'll do, if you wanna get a massage from Melissa, she's the homie, she's mad cool. You'll see her information. You'll see a link in the description for a blog post. I'm gonna have everything laid out, because I always get a bunch of questions. Oh, where was that place? What was the address? Don't worry, everything's in the link in the description on passportheavy.com. So I'm gonna bring it full circle. I started with what inspired this video, nightlife. And I was like, man, I ain't doing that no more. My bank account don't like this. But out here, you know, if you're getting a table in a top spot, you're looking at like 600 to 800,000 for a table, and it'll come with 2 bottles of premium. So you might be getting Ciroc, you might be getting a bottle of Buchanan, Goose, whatever your preference is, you know, that's what'll be at your table, and each extra bottles, it's like $100 to be short. But the thing is, you don't have to do the premium way. If you want a bottle of like Ron Medellin, or they have a thing called Aguardente, they have local liquor or Smirnoff or whatever that it is, they sell cheaper bottles. Because in America, it's like, man, if you're not balling, you can't get no table, you can't get no bottles. Tough on you. When you get money, that's when you can get a bottle. Out here, they're like, yo, you want a bottle? We'll give you a bottle. You can spend $30 and you can still get a bottle, you know, in the club, which I really love, and I do that quite often. And a lot of times I'm like, I don't even need a bottle. What do I need a bottle for? So you can go out literally with like $20 or $25 for the night and have a great time during the evening. And like I said, I made a blog post on Passport Heavy. You'll see the link in the description, basically for everything that you need. And one of the craziest things, we've been traveling around the world for the last 7 years, and we have content from Europe, from Thailand, Colombia, Panama, all over the world unreleased. We got about 100 videos to drop. So if you're watching this on YouTube, subscribe. If you're watching on Facebook, make sure you hit that like button, because I want to share this content with you, because I truly believe, through video, we can educate the world on what places are really like today. The perception of Colombia is, you know, plastic surgery, cocaine, drugs, but there's so many beautiful things here. It's such a safe place, and I've learned so much here. I'm actually going to be buying a house here. That's how much I love it. And I know that's possible for so many other places around the world that are misrepresented, like places in Asia, places in Africa. And I just want to show the world what the reality of the world is versus just the negative media that most of the world shows. Anyways, I'm out of here. I hope you've enjoyed. Leave a comment if you have any more questions, or on the blog. I'm out of here. Peace.